Welcome, Introduction to Business students, to a quick tutorial on how to complete your vocabulary and submit it for this chapter as well as chapters to come. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and click on our Chapter 1 vocabulary here. And that's going to download, and I am using Google Chrome. And so if you're using Firefox or Internet Explorer, you may have to do some research on Google maybe of how to or where those download to. But this is opening in 2013, so if you're working from home and you have an older version of Word, you may not see this, but in 2013 I have to enable editing. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And now that I've done that, I'm just going to read through my directions real quick, you guys. We're going to complete the following terms using the glossary below, and you can see that I have a glossary below, in Quizlet.com. The set title of your cards is Economic Decisions and Systems. Once you are complete, you will submit your terms in the Dropbox, making an active link to open in a new window. That is key, open in a new window. So make sure that you are watching this tutorial in its full version so that way you get 100% on your cards or your vocabulary that you'll be submitting. So let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to go ahead and open up my Quizlet.com account. And if you do not have a Quizlet.com account, you need to go ahead and make one. And so I'm going to go to Quizlet.com, and this is my account, and it brings me to other cards that I have made for other classes. And once you're here, or I should say if you do not have an account, I highly recommend using your GoLake email to create that account. And then create a set. So we're going to go ahead and choose create a set there. And it asks us, what is our set title? Well, in our directions, it told us what our set title is. The set title of your cards is Economic Decisions and Systems. And I'm just going to do a Control-C on the keyboard. If you want to do a a right-click and copy, you can, but I'm going to do Control-C and then Control-V as in Victor and paste that in. Once again, if you want to right-click and paste, you're more than welcome. Now, you want to make sure, you do not have to add a description. I should add that. Visible to, you want to make sure that that is visible to everyone. And your editors, go ahead and choose just me. Now down below you have a couple options. Quick switch to what language you want them, because actually Quizlet's kind of cool. If you haven't used it before, it will actually, you have the ability for it to read to you the actual definition and the term itself. So I chose English, but now if you're studying other languages, you're more than welcome to choose that language. They have a bunch of them here, so that way you can learn that language a little bit better. So with that done, you guys, we need to choose import data. Right here. It's going to be really quick to do, and on the bottom right hand corner it says copy and paste your data here. Pretty simple. All we're going to do is go back to our glossary here that I've created for you, and we're going to highlight from basic economic problem, and we're going to go all the way down to the bottom and to our wants here. And I'm going to Control-C on my keyboard. Once again, you can Control or right click and copy, and I'm going to Control-V as in Victor and paste it right in. Once again, you can right click if you wish. Here is our term now. This is our live preview, what it would look like. And I know there's only a few of them here, and that's fine, but this is kind of what we're looking for. Here's our term, and here's our definition. If yours does not look like this, you may want to ask a neighbor or ask me for assistance. And once we're done, we're going to choose import. And that now has created all of the terms and definitions. But we're not done yet until we hit, we're just going to look through it, making sure everything looks good, and save. We now have our cards. And I'm going to come back to this in just a second, but right now we need to submit it. So this is one of the most important parts. I have a lot of students that don't get full credit for their vocab because they do not submit it correctly. So we're going to choose share here. And when we choose share, you're going to choose the short URL. You're just going to highlight that and once again copy it. Control-C on the keyboard. I'm going to go back to Moodle now, and I'm going to go back to my vocabulary Dropbox right here. And yours is going to say add submission. Now I've been kind of playing around with mine, so mine says edit submission, but yours is going to say add submission, so please do so. And then this appears. And we're basically going to click the word link right here. Pretty simple. And we're going to paste that URL right there. So it's right there. And this is very important for me, because it will be a lot easier for me to grade this if you choose open in a new window. If you do not, I will not give credit for your cards, and you will get some points taken off if you choose to submit again correctly later. So now we are going to choose create a link. And there it is. We're not done yet though. We need to choose save changes. This is where I am asking, please double check. Take a second out of your young life and please click this link right here, and it should open in a new tab. A lot of students don't choose that. It then opens in my Moodle, takes me away from that. It takes time for me to then get back into Moodle, and that's why I just give zeros for students who do not choose that option to open in a new window. So you've got it submitted. Things are good. Wonderful. If you need to edit your submission because it didn't work, you can always go back and edit that submission and try again. Now that you have submitted it, what I'm going to ask you guys to do is take some time to go through the flashcards. So I'm going to click on flashcards, and right now I have it where the definition is first, and I recommend that. If you want it to start with the term first, you're more than welcome to choose that. If you want to see both of them, so you've got your definition and the actual term itself, you can choose that as well. But I'm going to choose definition, and I'm going to read through that, and when I'm ready to guess what it is, I can click to flip, and there's the answer, basic economic problem. And I can go back and forth between that same one multiple times. When I'm ready to move on, I can simply choose forward, and there we are. There's a new definition. I'm on number 2 here, and that's the actual term itself. All right. If you want to, excuse me. Oh, bless me. Sorry about that, you guys. I hope that wasn't too loud in the microphone. As I mentioned, you can actually choose audio. Now, you're not going to hear it, but if I choose audio on it, you would actually be able to hear through my speakers it read this actual term and or definition. So that's kind of cool. You can choose to turn the audio on. I also recommend, after you go through your cards a couple times, to choose shuffle. That way they're not all in the same order every time. They're shuffled up. That is important as well. And then there's all sorts of different games here, or you can choose learn. You can actually type things in and it kind of gives you correct or incorrect. Speller, you can choose to type what you hear, and basically it is, I can hear it right now. I know you guys can't, but it's going to ask you to spell that one of the terms that you have. All right, so this is actual definition here, and then you can actually choose a test. Now what I recommend is take off all of these and just choose multiple choice, because that's kind of how your test will look like. Create a new test and you can go ahead and test yourself. They also have these scatter games. You can start the game and where everything is scattered, and you basically try to move it to its definition. If it's not right, it'll move it to there, so you can kind of test yourself there. And then you can also go to this race as well. So start playing and you can kind of play along with the race. You have to actually then type in the definition, the term, as it goes across your screen. So you can always go back to your terms by choosing that. If you ever need to edit them, you can always go back to edit here, and that way it'll take you to your terms and you can edit them there and then save it as well. So that is just a little bit of information about our Quizlet. So please take some time to study these terms, because you will see them again on your post-test. Have a great day, you guys, and as always, if you have any questions, please let me know.